Okie dokie. Just out here on the Shenandoah River. It's a long morning of work, so got home, took care of a couple things, and now I'm just here for a nice afternoon fishing sesh. It's got about 3 hours until sunset, so just gonna catch the tail end of the bite for the day. As you can see, the river here has tons of grass. I believe it's called star grass. Let's turn you around and get the flowers here. It's got little tiny star-shaped yellow flowers. I could be completely wrong, but I've always heard it being called stargrass. And just paddling to where I am today, I kicked out some pretty good sized smallies, and that's what I'm targeting today. Smallies, there's a couple largies in here, but for the most part, smallmouth bass is going to be the game. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to paddle up river, probably about 1.5 miles, and I'm just going to float down for the rest of the evening, and we're going to see what we can see. But before I get too much further, I want to say, hey there, how's it going? My name's Adam, this is Go-To Outdoors, and I am happy to welcome you back to another one. Let's get on some fish, enjoy this beautiful sunset I'm sure we're going to have tonight, and we're going to have a good time. Pitter patter, let's get at her. All right, so we're going to get going. Paddle up through some of this grass. First up, right now, I'm just kind of getting a feeling for what's in here. As you can probably tell, the river is a little low right now. I mean, the grass does grow up pretty significantly towards the end of August, and now, you know, being that today is the middle of September. Friday the 13th, I might add. Somebody said it was bad luck to go fishing on Friday the 13th. Well, I am to disprove that. I plan on catching some good smallies tonight. If not good ones, I plan on catching some. There is so much life in this grass, though. Oh yeah. And this is a spot I've been several times. Kind of known to me personally for having some pretty sizable smallies. This is where I caught one of the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught on the Shenandoah, and it was just shy of 3 pounds. I know there's bigger fish in the Shenandoah, I just have yet to find them. So we're gonna go ahead and get on it, and yeah, I'll bring you back when something fun happens. Might even be a day where it turns into a just a topwater smackdown. So I'm just gonna see what I can see. There's some good bluegills right there. This water's clear enough. If I'm lucky, I might actually be able to see what hits as it hits. I'm using a fairly large spinnerbait. This is one of my snakehead spinnerbaits, to be honest, but I've caught some good bass on it before. I'll put that up for now. I might switch that out to a smaller spinnerbait here in a bit, but for right now, that's where we're going to leave it. Get up the river a little bit. All right, I've made it to my first place I wanted to fish on this section. Cool little night heron. Hey, buddy. You're a cute little thing. I love seeing them. They mean there's usually bait fish in the water, and when bait fish are in the water, it usually means there's fish that are going to eat that bait fish that are in the water, so I call it a win-win. All right, yeah, we're just going to see what we can see in this section. This is super shallow. This is, you know, the edge of this point here is just comes straight out off of this island. There's a baby largemouth right there. He might be about 7 or 8 inches long. So we're going to go ahead and start casting. That's how shallow it is. Oh, I had a bite right there as soon as it hit the water. Dang it. I wasn't paying attention. Took my tail right off. What the heck? It's not cool. All right. Go ahead and rectify that. This will be interesting, but we're gonna try these instead today. A little more bright, a little more flash. That was very rude. How dare that little fish do that to me? But that means they're They're biting, and that also means I can catch them. The other reason I kind of came on this section of river today is because I want to do some scouting, because I plan on doing some pretty serious duck hunting on this river this year. Let's try that again. Underspin with a crappie grub. That'll be interesting. Oh, that looks good. It's a deer crossing the river up there. Oh, there goes a fish, just zipped right out. Dang it. Pretty little doe right there. That's a good sign. Fish are biting. Yeah, let's get farther up into this cut. Yeah, I was just sitting right in these bushes here. Less thick, gnarly action. Ah, that was another good bite right there. Oh, it was a sunny. It was a sunny. Looked like a big green sunny. Cool. Big green sunfish just smacked the snot out of this thing. That's what pulled the tail off, 100%. That's what they do. The greenies are aggressive enough in this section. I've actually caught them on whopper ploppers before, which was a unique experience. Something I was never expecting. There's another deer. Hey, deer. Oh, there's a little smallie. He just came up after it. I wonder if I should take off the underspin entirely and just put on a little open jig head. It's usually how I fish for smallies here, but with all the grass in the water, I kept the underspin on just for good measure. Not a lot of movement in this water back here. As you can plainly see where the two deer cross, there's big old bubble trails. And I'm about to run bottom. Huh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you big dinosaur. Sorry to bug you. Well, looks like I'm going to hit the main stem again. Oh, I can't get back there, and I really don't feel like getting out. That's unfortunate. That's quite unfortunate. But that right there, there's something else crossing the river over there. That's also the reason that I didn't put the trolling motor and the batteries on right now, because I knew how shallow I was going to be heading today. May not seem like much, but not having that extra 70 pounds in the boat makes a huge difference in how low you sit in the water. Like, the scuppers are not even close to overflowing and coming in. Sometimes that happens when I'm loaded down, which means I'm kind of over the limit for this thing, which is not necessarily the best idea, to be perfectly honest. But I do it anyway because it's fun. I like being out on the water, and you know, I push limits until something happens, and then I learn from it. So if that's going to be the fate of this kayak eventually, so be it. Yep. Yikes. I might have to get out here and push a little bit. But if I'm lucky, I can scoot through. But yeah, this is about as shallow as my big self can get in this kayak. So it's probably about 5 inches of water, give or take. It is shallow here. But most of the Shenandoah around here anyway is going to be like this. Now this is main stem. We are below Front Royal, so the North and the South Forks have come together here. Well, a topwater blow up would be just awesome right now. This water does start to move. I'm just looking for surfacing. If I see anything juicy, I'm gonna cast to it. Oh, that was a good hit. That was a good hit. There's a golf ball right there in the river. Yep, another one bit the tail off. Come on. All right, I am going to be switching out lures entirely. Not going to do the underspin anymore. I think they're going after the actual blade, and that's when they're losing, or I'm losing them. Berkeley power bait, swim bait. Yeah, it casts better anyway. Push comes to shove, I'll throw a rocket shed on here. Yeah, we're gonna reset. I'm gonna cast all the structure that's in here. I know there's fish in here, I know there's smallies in here, and we are gonna catch some of them tonight. It's kind of surprising. Something's blowing up right on the bank. Something following it. Had something following it. So many mussel shells in the water here. It's a lot. I have lost a couple lures in this section before because of all these rocks. Actually, I've lost a lot of lures in here, not just some. You get out of the current, it becomes kind of manageable. There's a little sunny right there. No, that was not weeds. That was not weeds. Make sure my reel doesn't fall off again, because that's embarrassing when that happens. Oh, I got a bite right there. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I wonder how far it followed it. There's a lot of really good cover here to fish. And who knows? I might end up getting completely skunked. I hope not. But on that note, I do have to admit it has finally happened. I got skunked. It's been 3 years, but I got skunked the other day. I went to a new spot. That was rough. This current here kind of sucks sometimes. You can tell when you go from no current to all the current. It's fairly swift because of how shallow this river is. Which is also what makes the smallies fight so darn hard. Let me because they are nice and toughened up. I may end up throwing on a plopper. Yeah, I think that might be what I'm doing. Sunnies, lots of sunnies. Only seen a handful of really tiny smallies. Oh, something hit it as soon as it hit the water. A little dunk. I can't believe that. I threw this, I stopped reeling, and this smallie hit my plopper while it was sitting still. All right, not skunked. Not skunked. That's a healthy little smallie. He smacked it, he brought it down, and I had like 3 or 4 seconds to set the hook. I thought I was just gonna reel up to a lure without anything on it, and nope, he still had it. He still had it. That's a healthy little fish. And that's why I come here. Pretty little smallmouth. Not much, but beautiful fish nonetheless. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And plopper strikes again. The plopper is a fantastic lure. For river smallies especially. I'm gonna get up behind here and I'm gonna switch to something that you guys probably haven't seen before. I wasn't even looking when that thing hit. I wasn't expecting. I just tossed it out there and I was fiddling with something else. I was looking down, I heard a plump, looked up, saw the bubbles, and had me a fish. Coast into the shallows here. Nose up. I'm gonna tie that other lure on real quick. All right, I've tied on something y'all have probably never seen before. This is I'll show it to you real quick. This is the Drave Guerrero, and I have this in the Toman color, the Guerrero 90. This is the smaller one. This is the 90. They also make it in a 115, I believe. But you know, for smallie, I just like to have smaller lures. It's just your typical walker style bait, but it's also got a gnarly cupped face on the front of it. So if you want to use it as a popper, you can do that as well. So it's just a good looking lure. Let's just try and catch my first fish on it. It casts a mile, so that's good. Ah, missed him. All right, let's not destroy my line real quick. So, got a hit. Something's jumping over there. I like the really loud rattle in this thing. I really like that. Move up around this point a little bit. We know they're in here. We know they're active. We know they want to hit topwater. I like all 3 of those things. Get my nose up with the rocks here and cast up above this. Kind of wedge in. Alright. That should do nicely. A good 30 or 40 yard cast. I know you saw that. Missed that one. Let's get back up in there. I want that fish. This thing casts a mile. I got a good distance past that time. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It's 2 misses. Is he missing the hook? Is he just too small? I don't know. I'll go upstream a bit. Frustrating. Frustrating! And they're not very deep up here. They're in the shallow stuff. Alright, got an hour till sunset. So yeah, I got about an hour left to fish, give or take, because it's probably going to take me about a half hour to get down there. I'm not coasting down as I had intended, because I keep seeing better and better stuff upstream. So, you know, that's a thing. An old license plate? It looks like an old license plate. Oh, that might look good over there too. Got that one. Got that one. On a Guerrero 90 Smalley. All right, he smacked the snot out of it. He got every hook, jeez. All right. Another pretty little river. Look at the gold spots on that one. That's a beautiful fish. Healthy Shenandoah River Smalley. There she goes. And I'm hooked up. Just hope. All right. I'm gonna go back upstream and get me another one. Yeah, I thought that spot looked good. Just a little difference on the surface of the water here. This one was tucked right in here behind this big old rock. I saw the disturbance on the surface and decided to toss one in there. So they're not in the shallowest of water right now. I just spooked off there's a big old sucker fish right there. No, that's channel cat. That's channel catfish right there. Little eater-sized channel cat. Now that being said, I am never going to eat a fish out of the Shenandoah, but that's another story altogether. Yeah, I think my next day off I'm going to be heading up to the Susquehanna. I want to go ahead and put this Guerrero to work up there. Balls. It's a little deep hole after this little drop off. I figured there would have been a fish in there, but I think I may have also run up on that one little hot. This current's pretty speedy here. But I want to fish below these rocks right here. Let's see what I can see. There's probably a pool right after this little riffle. It's gonna have a couple good smallies in there. Another little line of stargrass right there. Well, that's half an old boat. I was not expecting to see that. That's like the front half of an old fiberglass john boat. Huh. So this section here, I'm expecting to see a couple. I am expecting to see a couple. That's the one thing about this river. You weed through enough of the little guys, you got a good chance of getting a pretty decent one. That's right in the muck. Yeah, I got a load of stargrass on there. Ooh, that's not even stargrass, that's just, ugh. That's a bucket of yuck right there. If I hook one over there, this is going to be interesting. Because I don't know how I'm going to get it through all the grass. I think I'm in some grass already. Yep, it's going to come through the grass. Last thing I need to do is get hit in the face with another lure. Y'all remember that fiasco? That hurt. Of course, y'all also know my absolute adoration of sycamores. Ugh. Sycamore leaves. I'm sick of them. That's a unique smell. And I don't exactly mean that in a good way. Some took a swipe at it. I felt it before I saw it. Had a hit and I wasn't even looking again. Had a hit. Getting back up there. I'm gonna catch one of these dang fish. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh no, he spit it. He spit it. Dang it. That was a good fish. That was a good fish. Man, that was probably a 1.5 pounder. He smacked it. Right in the rapids where I thought they were going to be. I think he ran towards me and got a little bit of leverage on me. Yeah, I got to get up to the Susquehanna. I got to get up there. Just throw topwater all day long. Because we are real close to fall. And I know for a fact that the fall, especially October, is when the Susquehanna just gets absolutely insane. At least in my personal experiences. I gotta get up behind those rocks. I gotta try it. I've just gotta try it. Gotta get up in there. This set of riffles has always been very productive for me. But it's also very fast. And if you don't have any way to anchor, and you don't get in a slip like this, you're gonna get kicked around. Oh, I felt something before I saw it. Where it hit? Ah, I was underneath. Something messed it up. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
It's been a good day.
Yeah, you catch anything?
A couple smallmouth.
Nice. I was just wondering if you know we're close to a exit point.
Yes, probably mile and a quarter.
Okay.
Downstream.
Hope we catch if we get there before dark.
Oh yeah, it shouldn't take too long.
No?
Next couple spots here, the water moves pretty quick.
Okay.
So yeah, you're good to go. Just when it gets dark like this, these mosquitoes come out, it's time to go. All right, well, alrighty, well, I'd say we had a pretty good day. Didn't get skunked. really, really wish I'd gotten that last smallmouth in. That would have been the best fish of the day by far. But, you know, it's all good. Not bad for coming out here for 2.5 hours. I landed 2 smallies. Missed probably 3 or 4 more and jumped off the biggest one right there at the end. There was something really big that just flashed and rolled. It was probably a carp. There's a lot of carp and a lot of big white suckers. And white sucker? I think they're white suckers. They might be fall fish. I know there's a lot of the big like sucker type fish that are in this section of the river. And they're fun to catch too. If you just bring out night crawlers or you have like inline spinners, they will smack the snot out of an inline spinner. And they heck up a fight for being a trash fish. I mean, they're still fun to catch. Good news is they don't have teeth, any teeth whatsoever, so they're not going to hurt you. They will not nip you. You will not get a sore thumb by catching them. But just floating along and just appreciating the chances that I get to get out and do what I do here. You don't have to have a full day. You don't have to take a long trip. This spot's about 15 minutes from the house. And it's a beautiful stretch of river. And again, like the size, okay, fine, whatever. I don't mind catching a bunch of little smallies. You know, they're still fun to catch. Pretty moon coming up too. But I love it out here. I really do. Doesn't take much to make me happy. As long as I'm outside, as long as I'm doing something in the wilderness, and I got one of these. I find my reason to smile for the day. These mosquitoes, on the other hand, may cause me to not smile for very much longer. But I gotta get back down around the bend and get loaded up and back home, because it is after sunset right now and I got about probably 15-20 minutes of good light left. Which, yeah, I don't have too far to go, but it is a beautiful night. The bush crickets are out. There's a bat up there. I don't know if you can see him. Bats out, hopefully killing some of these mosquitoes. They could eat their fill if they wanted to. But yeah, I'm floating backwards now for some reason because I'm not paddling, and that's about all I got for you today. So, like I always say, thanks again for watching. Make sure you find that reason to smile today, and I'll catch you in the next one.